So welcome to Filmwax Radio, Miriam Bale, Alex Karpovsky, and Dustin Defa. Hi, Alex. Welcome.
Hi.
You are now are officially the most frequent guest.
Really?
Yeah. This is your third time.
Do I get a chip or something?
Or
maybe
a bag of chips. Is that what
okay?
you
Well, no, like, on AA they give you chips.
Oh, right. Yeah. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me either.
So the big event is La Di Da, the first La Di Da festival, and it's going to be this coming weekend, September 14th through 16th, right? And Miriam Bale, you are the programmer. This is your brainchild. And tell me, Miriam, how did this come to mind for you?
It's pretty much a collaboration with a lot of the filmmakers, actually.
Sure.
I noticed there were some films that hadn't yet screened in New York, and some films that I thought when they did screen didn't quite get seen enough or didn't get the attention that they wanted. And so I do a lot of programming, and so instead of doing one-offs, I thought, well, let's just do a mini festival. Let's put these all together in context, because I also noticed all of a sudden this year, low budget films, there were just so many good films, and they were some breakthroughs, and I thought, well, let's just put them all together. And so we decided to do a little festival. Also, there really wasn't a place for indie films in the fall. After BAM in June, and then maybe new directors or maybe Film Comment Selects in the spring, there's just not a place for them. So I thought it would be good to put them together in a festival.
So the implication is that this will be an annual event?
I hope so. Yeah, I'm planning on doing it. This is the first, this is the inaugural of an annual festival. It's very small scale, but I think that's nice. It's intimate and it's appropriate for these films. The idea is that maybe next year it won't be just me, though. This year it's pretty much, I have great collaborations with 92Y and Bomb, but I'm kind of wearing many hats. And so I hope that next year we'll be able to find someone to do a little bit more raising money, and so that we can the filmmakers have been so incredibly giving. They're flying themselves out here. They're, everyone's staying on couches. So this is really
even when they're offered beds, they're sleeping on couches.
So that's why it's really like.
Well, I'm sitting on the floor, outside.
So that's why it's really like all of the filmmakers have been really supportive in making it happen, because I think everyone is just really likes these films and wanted them to screen together.
And I'm glad you mentioned it's at the 92nd Street Y Tribeca. Don't go uptown.
Miriam, can I ask you how you came up with the title?
Well, I thought of most film festivals, like the Maryland Film Festival, the New York Film Festival, the Sarasota Film Festival, San Francisco, it's regional festivals. And I wanted to have something that anchored it to New York, but that, that tied it to New York without naming it after a place. And so I thought a Woody Allen illusion was maybe the perfect way to do that.
Oh, very true. La-di-da.
Also, I don't know. It just seemed to. I like the way it looks. It kind of looks like the way you,
It could also be. You could call it an acronym and have a contest, and then the best one, you just use that as the acronym.
I like that it looks like an acronym.
Yeah.
Mostly, I like the way it looked, but then once it seemed like the right fit, I think it was. I like that scene. The La Di Da scene. I like that scene because
the tennis court.
The tennis court, because I feel like that's sort of the idea of the festival, that her response to his New York intensity is just sort of like la-di-da, la-di-da. And I feel like that's kind of the spirit of the festival.
Dustin, how did you come to be involved in La Di Da?
Oh, I was very excited. I mean, it was actually, I feel like I was sort of part of the dialogue as Miriam was choosing films, and so that was really awesome when she was saying, okay, here I think maybe we're going to play The Black Balloon, which is a film that I love, and then maybe put that with Family Nightmare, and and she and Miriam also just I think she's gone around to filmmakers and also asked for maybe suggestions of films that they've seen that maybe she hasn't heard about. So I've been excited about the festival since just knowing about it, and I thought it was a really great idea.
The original list of films, how long was that? I mean, you probably had a dream list that was probably a lot longer than what it ended up being.
Definitely not. No.
Really? So what, did
No,
just nobody say no to you?
There was one movie that I wanted to play that we couldn't play because of distribution things.
Oh, I see.
So there was I wanted to be an extra day, and there was one more movie that I wanted to play. I had a very specific kind of film that I was looking for, so it was just a matter of but there were a lot of things that I looked at and didn't want to play. But that's part of the thing of it being such a small festival. We didn't have a lot of slots, so it wasn't that there were a lot of things. It kind of all came together. I knew the films that I wanted to see, and then there were just a couple of open slots. So I watched a lot of things for those, but I wanted to have a comedy, I wanted to have a drama, I wanted to have a suspense movie, I wanted to have a documentary, and so I couldn't. I picked Marvin, Seth, and Stanley, which is a film Alex is in, and I think it's one of his best performances. And then I had a chance to see another film that Alex made, and it was another comedy, and the truth is it was all the same actors. And even though a lot of us kind of know, a lot of us know each other. No, it was
Dustin is in it briefly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Dustin is in it, and it was also someone else who's in, and then Caroline is in another movie, and I just thought I couldn't have all of the same actors. It just would be a little bit too cronyism.
I think that's a legitimate reason.
Yeah.
You don't want it to seem incestuous or, like you said, cronyism.
Basically, it was just that, I could play one genre each, and that was part of the idea of the festival, is that these are kind of genre films, even though they're indie films. They're like relationship drama is Open 5-2, and a family reunion comedy is Marvin, Seth, and Stanley, and a Lovers on the Run suspense movie. And these are Hollywood genres, but these are really good, succinct and no bloat. They're just Hollywood movies, but really good. So
let's go through some of the films. There is, since we already have Marvin, Seth, and Stanley. Mm-hmm. Okay, which I enjoyed, which is about an estranged fathers and his two sons, and they go on a fishing trip on the weekend. Alex, you're the older brother who's going through some personal issues that nobody knows about. That's an interesting movie. It's a good comedy, and it's actually acted, other than yourself, by a real father and son, right? Right. The other two actors in it.
Right. Yeah. The writer-director Stephen Gurwitz plays my younger brother, and his father, his real-life father, plays the father in the movie, Marvin. I think it's his acting debut.
What do you want? You want a coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Bag of chips? Pop? Some dots?
How about some chips and a diet caffeine-free Sierra Mist?
That's all?
That's all.
All right.
Why'd you ask us to fly out here? What do you want from us? You want sympathy?
I had a heart attack.
Is that genetic?
And then Family Nightmare, which is a short, Dustin, you made in the last year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah, about
finished
a year and a couple months ago.
And where you took footage of your actual family films, family home movies, I should say, and you redubbed your own voice over, right?
Yep. Yeah, over the voices of my family.
Yeah. I remember early on when there was. You had some, it was intense, especially those early screenings, right? Showing it.
Yeah.
And if you see the movie, which, I urge everybody to try to see the short, but how's that come around? I mean, how's the experience gotten to be?
It's gotten a little, the first couple screenings were horrible. I mean, for me, I just felt naked, and it just seemed like it was just very difficult to share those kinds of things. I'm a pretty private person, so it was difficult to share such an intense, totally raw, naked film with people. Yeah. It's gotten easier, but I've almost never had a non-emotional screening. Even I don't watch the movie, but I always feel emotional when I know people are watching it.
Sure, and then
it's never actually been easy to screen the movie.
The whole shorts program is going to be pretty intense because it's really a similar. The shorts program I put together because I was really inspired because I really liked Family Nightmare and I really liked The Black Balloon by the Safdies, and I really wanted to see them together. And so then I went with that and tried to go with other things in the same theme. So they're all kind of about like childhood disillusionment and like a sort of, it's called Savage Innocence, which is a Nick Ray movie, but it's also, so I think it's an amazing collection of movies. The one I haven't seen is Circles, Sam Fleishner's movie, but I've seen all the other ones, and they're all. I mean, the combination. I don't know what order they're going to go in, but the combination of these movies together sounds just like just a great explosion. It sounds like it's just such a perfect shorts program. I'm really looking forward to it because I love all these films, but to see them all together in a theater, I think is going to be a really like awesome experience.
So let's talk about some of the other films. We mentioned Marvin Set in the Family and Family Nightmare, and you just mentioned Circles. Do you want to talk about some of the other films?
We haven't talked about the film that's sort of the biggest deal because it's a North American premiere, or it's not the biggest deal, but the film that we're playing twice and we're opening with is I'm really excited about, and I think everyone is really excited about. We're playing a 35 millimeter print of Kuchi-sen, and it's just an incredible movie, and I don't really know how to describe it. I've tried. It's a documentary, but it's experimental and it's fictional, and it's just really, I think, like a classic film.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, I've actually been dying to see this movie. I'm a friend of the filmmaker Maiko, and I have been just dying for a year to see this movie, and so it's really exciting that it's finally happening, that I can actually watch it. Can't wait to see it. And seeing it on a print, I'm so excited.
And Dustin suggested it to me. That's how I'm telling you, it's a collaboration.
Because you wanted to see it. You think, I want to see it in a comfortable theater.
Yeah, I mean, but then I realized, once I heard about it, it was just, I mean, that's a lot of the suggestions came from other filmmakers, and that's how I found them. But it's really great. And then that's also playing on Friday the 14th, which I think is sold out, actually. The premiere, but then it's playing again on the 16th with The Black Balloon, and Eleanor Hendricks is in it, both films, and Sean Price Williams shot both films, and then Sun Don't Shine. I don't think I talked about that.
No, yeah, Amy Simons.
Amy Simons and Caitlin Shields in it, and Ken Tucker Audley, and Ken Tucker directed a movie, Open 5 2, and then he acts in Sun Don't Shine, and they're pretty good. Have you seen Sun Don't Shine yet?
I haven't seen the movie. I really look forward to seeing it.
Do you think your plan's gonna work? I do. I think your plan's gonna work. I'm not good at making plans. I'm better at being spontaneous and stuff. I think that's part of why we're so good together.
I need you to know.
No? I thought about it. I just missed her.
It's not that I don't want you to. It's just that we gotta be smart right now.
I know.
What else are you looking forward to seeing, Alex?
The Big Deal movie. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I haven't seen I haven't seen any of the movies. The only movie I've seen is Dustin's movie, Family Nightmare. I haven't seen any of the other movies, and I want to see them all.
Why is that? I'm a little curious because this keeps coming up to me that I think a lot of these films have played at other film festivals, and I know filmmakers have been there when they've screened, but you just haven't had a chance to see any of them.
I don't go to that many festivals, quite honestly, but I have been at a few where those films have played. They just, I didn't have a chance to for whatever reason. I tried. I saw a lot, but I didn't see these 3 or 4 that are playing at the festival.
That's, I think, a lot of what this festival is going to be about is just, the spirit of it's very low key, but it'll, we'll just be seeing movies and talking. So I think that'll be really fun.
Are there parties every night?
There's just a party. There's an opening night party.
You'll have Q&As after each.
There'll be there'll be a Q&A. There'll be a Q&A after each film. Yeah, it's really a low-key festival. There's nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are tickets still available for.
There are tickets still available. Kuchi-sen is sold. Everything is getting. There are tickets still available right now. Some things are sold out, but there are tickets still available for most things.
And how does one go about getting tickets?
You can look at ladidafilmfestival.com or at the 92Y Tribeca website.
Okay, and we'll put those links on the show's website or the show's page. We're talking with Miriam Bale, who is a programmer and journalist. She is launching the La Di Da Film Festival on September 14th through 16th. And we're also here with Alex Karpovsky, who's acting in one of the films. For a change, he's not actually directing it. And it's called Marvin, Seth, and Stanley. And Dustin Defa, who's showing a short that he made called Family Nightmare.
We didn't mention Me the Terrible.
Right, which is Josephine Decker's short.
Josephine Decker's short. And then Ray Tintori worked on that. Josephine can't be here. She's making a feature now. But Ray Tintori, who helped work on it and who helped work on Open 5-2, is going to be here. And we're going to do a secret screening at an opening night party. So you could probably, it's not really public, but someone could figure it out and come by. It's free with so at the opening night party we're doing a secret screening of a Ray Tintori film that happens to have I know another film we didn't mention is People Parade.
Yeah, I was going to mention,
which is great, and that was a great film. I mean, that to me was the one of the discoveries. Most of the films.
How did you discover it? It's described as experimental.
It's kind of experimental. It reminds me of old David Letterman, like old 80s David Letterman. Like it's just like awesome in that way, and it's funny and sad, and it works with the theme of the other shorts. Like it's just about disillusionment, but it's great. We didn't have an open submissions, but I just asked recommendations, and someone had told me that they'd seen this one, so. I just thought it was really incredible. And so they're here in New York, but they hadn't had a New York screening yet. So that'll be good. And then, sorry, you can edit this. But so Ray Tintori will be here. He's coming in from San Francisco. And we're going to screen a film that he made with Jake and Shannon, who are in Open 5-2. And they wrote this music video. They're in a band called Echo Friendly. And then John and Chris from People Parade shot it. And when he saw the lineup of La Di Da, he said, I think you need to see this movie because it's everyone in your festival. And so I saw it and I was like, oh, this is great. So we added something at the last minute. And so I think that'll be really fun.
You know, Jake Reichenbach, who's in Open 5, 1 and 2, he went to the same summer camp as I did.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't think they were ever the same. He was up in Vermont, and I don't think we were ever there at the same time. But I got to know him because there was a couple of reunions, like in the last number of years, up in Vermont at the on some holiday weekends, and a ton of people just went up and had a beautiful long weekend up in the mountains, kind of from all these different years that were at the summer camp. And we just kind of play guitar, play like old camp songs, and that's how I got to know him a little bit. So it was a shock. I had no idea he was in. I don't know if he's done very much other than those two Open 5 movies, but
he's in a band.
He's in a band, yeah. My audience is going to really love that anecdote. So even though it didn't go off as quite so excited as I anticipated.
Yeah, snicker.
But Jake Perlin was also in that camp, and so is A.O. Scott. So
did you say A.O. Scott
went to your
summer
Tony
camp?
Scott. Yeah, we grew up at the same time. Yeah, well, but we were like the same age. Dustin, no, you have nothing to say. I know it's a tangent, but I'm sharing. No, I'm sorry, not Tony Scott, like as in Ridley Scott's brother who just died. I apologize. Yeah, it was A.O. Scott. I think A.O. Scott, I don't know why he took...
Probably because of the Tony Scott thing.
I would imagine so. I assume so, but I can't confirm that. So I'm sorry. It seemed rather insensitive in retrospect. But no, I didn't go to summer camp with Tony or Ridley Scott.
That got exciting for a second that you went to.
Yeah, but but I have lots of funny stories. Yeah. So we're gonna at the screenings. You're gonna have most of the filmmakers will be around, and
there'll
with some
be
exceptions.
someone from all of the films. We get Meiko Endo, who made Kuji-san, unfortunately can't be here, and Amy Simons, who's directing a film now, also can't be here. But we'll have actors from the films if the directors can't be here. But yeah, we'll have a lot of people are flying in from out of town, and we'll be here, including. I'm very excited about Marvin Gurewitz, the star of Marvin, Seth, and Stanley.
Yeah.
But Stephen Gurewitz is going to be here too, but also Marvin Gurewitz.
Oh, that's the dad's name.
That's the dad.
Mar is the name, yeah.
Okay, I can't wait to see that guy in real life.
Yeah, that's
I saw the movie. I'm sort of in love with it. I mean, he's such a beautiful. Yeah, you can just feel it on. Yeah, you can feel his spirit on screen, and just he's like he really. I mean, you guys are actors, and he almost is running the show underneath you guys in some weird way. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. He's the best. Like he's almost a third wheel in a way, but he's like but he's the driver. Mm-hmm. Which is the combination. The three of you are so beautiful together, all together, and I just love him, man. You can just feel his beautiful heart.
I love that movie, Marvin, Seth, and Stanley. I think about it a lot. I think about the scene when Marvin is, Marv the dad is spraying fake butter on his popcorn, like really often. It's really tender. It's really funny. That's something I'd like to say about the movies is one thing that I think, I kind of put it together in instinct, but they're all really emotional. They're really experimental kind of, and they're kind of genre movies, but all the experiment is, I think, really based on really intense emotion, which is in some ways, I think, different than a lot of, I love views from the avant-garde. I love, these light industry and migrating forms, and I love these festivals. And I think this festival reminds me of the kind of films they're playing, but they're all really more like emotional and narrative driven, but they're experimental in the same ways. And yeah, Marvin, Seth, and Stanley is really, it's really tender. It's really nice.
Yeah, I had the same experience with the dad is for a non-professional actor, he has this kind of just very natural, quiet strength as an actor that comes through, and a naturalness on the screen, which you don't. It's hard, like how does he do that? If he's not been on the screen like 20, 30 times.
I have no idea what Marv's secret is. If I did,
off-screen coach,
I think I'd be a much more successful person in my life. It's true. Some people, you put a camera in front of them and they caricature themselves or exoticize themselves or get very insecure or self-conscious, and they change in some way which is usually antithetical to the director's intention. Mm-hmm. But here, he doesn't change at all. And not only that, but he sort of starts drifting away into the sort of far-off zone where he is even more just open and exposed than he is in real life. It's almost, I don't know the man well enough, but it's almost like liberating or something for him to be on camera. Like he feels even more natural and exposed. Maybe he's workshopping some of his emotions. I don't know him well enough, but he's just so believable and natural.
Yeah, and I imagine a lot of it. A lot of it must have to do with that his son is the director.
Yes.
It wouldn't have happened.
Totally.
Without his. I don't know if he would have. I don't know him either, but the trust. It seems like the trust is already there. So.
Absolutely.
And the relationship's already there.
Yeah.
I think that you could have gotten that performance out of him, Alex, as well. But
I don't think so.
No,
but it's nice of you to say.
That was trying to be nice.
I tried to put my dad in a movie once. It didn't work very well.
Really?
Yeah, because he tried to give me what I thought I wanted from the way I view my father. But I just be yourself. Don't try to amp up some version of you that you think I have in my mind about you. It didn't work.
Oh. Stephen wrote that part with you in mind, right?
Yes. Yes. The short answer is yes. The 15-second longer answer is we made Plan A, but there was a Plan B which we were going to make up until a week before the movie, where another actor was supposed to, name these two. He found these two name actors, which agreed to do the movie for reasons we don't fully understand. And then I was actually going to play Steven's role and this older actor was going to play the older brother, and then this sort of big old Hollywood actor was going to play the father. And then I think literally like 48 hours, 72 hours before we were supposed to start production, one guy pulled out, and then the next day the other guy pulled out. So then we went back to plan A, which was for Stephen and Marv to be in the movie. And I'm so glad that happened. I mean, I'm sure maybe the other movie would have been very good too, and I really like those other two actors, but I've just fallen in love with this movie, and I'm glad we have what we have.
I guess we haven't also, Koichi-san is a big deal movie, but also I just want to say Sun Don't Shine is really, I think, a standout. And that's one of the films that's played in New York before, but this is the first indoor screening of Sun Don't Shine. It played at Rooftop, and so, but we're playing it with this really incredible audio mix too, so it's really, I think, one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah, it's true. I loved it. So Miriam Bale, thank you. It's La Di Da. You can go to ladidafilmfestival.com and check out the schedule, buy tickets, read all about the different films. And thank you, Alex Karpovsky.
My pleasure.
Alex, which 4 or 5 films do you have coming out this fall?
Rubberneck and Red Flag are coming out in the fall, and
you've directed both of those.
Mm-hmm.
One's more drama, Rubberneck. The other, a comedy.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Dustin, anything you? I know we have a screening of Richard's Wedding coming out on. It's a BAM on September 24th.
Can't wait.
I believe it's in their Brooklyn on Film series.
Thank you, Miriam. Appreciate that. I did not know that.
I just want to say thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
no, thank you guys for coming on. I'm looking forward to it. March over to the 92nd Street Y Tribeca and watch the La Di Da Film Festival September 14th through September 16th. Thanks everybody. Goodbye.